Let me welcome in Irfan Razack, Chairman and Managing Director at Prestige Estates. Mr. Razack, good morning. Reports suggest that you're on talk with Nexus to merge your mall business. Do share with us any clarity on those reports and what the status of talks is right now.
Even I read it in the news yesterday. See, in business you have discussions and discussions. There are many times some discussions fructify into some sort of a transaction. Right now, whatever has happened, I believe that it's more, I've read it in the media myself. We do have discussions with several people several times for several things, because the business is dynamic, and then you need to keep looking at various means to see how you can improve the value for your company. So right now it is just that and nothing more. If something really concrete fructifies, we'll be happy to share with you at some other point of time.
Sure. Okay, what would be the potential synergies of this move, though? You know, what would it bring on the table should you actually consider something like this?
See, as I said, business is dynamic, and currently as a company we are right now managing and owning 9 malls, and already in the process of building another 5. And we are always looking at some methodology where we can get in extra capital into the system, and even the REIT route is as a strategic move would be good. So there are certain synergies. We'll have to see how those synergies work, whether there's compatibility, whether things can happen. So it's still it's more of a very initial stage that we are looking at, and we're seeing whether we can package both our retail and office assets and do a REIT, or maybe just do a REIT only for office, do a REIT only for retail, and tie up with some other strategic investor. Right now there are many discussions that keep happening, and if something concrete does take place, as I said, we'll be happy to make an official announcement. And just now it's something that even I read last morning and in the newspapers, and we'll have to see how things pan out. By just talking to someone doesn't mean to say that some transaction is happening or has happened. But we are always looking at various innovative methods to how we can bring value to the company.
I just wanted to understand what really is going on when it comes to REITs, considering you really nudged me to that question. Tell us about the REIT listing plan. What level of processes are you currently at? What is the stage that you're currently in?
See, the real part is that we do have a lot of assets which are rental yielding, both in the office segment as well as in the retail. And now the thought process is, do we mix these both together, or we keep them separate and look for some strategic tie-ups for different assets, or try and build more of these assets and then go for a REIT. So these are discussions that keep happening internally and with external sources, and the whole idea is to see how we can make a meaningful move and bring value to the whole chain, whole system. At the same time, get in some fresh liquidity which will give us the bandwidth for more growth, and as well as pare some debt that is there in the system. So it's all about working out how things pan out, and also getting additional proper value. So it's there, and of course we are also now in the hospitality segment. Even there a lot of capex gets consumed. We are trying to see how that can be looked out and monetized in terms of bringing in fresh equity. So the various means are being discussed and being worked out. So it's like daily routine for us in business to try and see how things can happen and how we can bring in more and more fresh of liquidity into the system so that the capex assets of the company can grow, and at the same time we make a mark and we are able to manage these assets in an effective manner.
But just to scratch that point forward, what is your total office portfolio at currently, and how much are you intending to raise via the REIT route?
No, how much we are going to raise as per the REIT route is still something depends on valuations. If you ask me what is the rental yielding assets in terms of office that we have something like about 1,200 crores worth of annual rental income through the office assets, which is bound to grow because a lot more is under production. So in the next 2 years or next 3 years, there'll be probably will double that number. So it's only a matter of time when we'll make that move. It's more so since we've had India's first REIT, which is doing very well. So it's an opportunity for the company to see how we can monetize it in some way or the other, and also manage the assets and bring in value. That's the whole strategy. So if you ask me today exactly how much money can you raise, I have no answer for it at the moment.
How are re-leasing trends, Mr. Razack, so far in the commercial space? Are you seeing rates renegotiated with clients at higher levels now?
No, you can't renegotiate rents once you have a contract, but the trends are pretty good, trends are pretty firm. Rents have moved northwards, but at the same time I wouldn't get too very excited about it because it also has to be backed by real business, and I believe if even the rents going up too high too fast also is not a very good sign. Because it could probably go down southwards very soon if that happens very soon. So the best thing is to have a good organic growth very slowly but surely, and at the moment the scene at the ground level is that the rents have firmed up, leasing is happening pretty good, and there's a large take up of space, and that only indicates that there is some job creation happening, at least in the sector that is hiring these spaces. So I believe good properties, good locations are doing well and continue to get occupied, and that's the confidence that we get, and that's the confidence with which we are building more of these assets. And the vibration also that we get is there is demand. There is more and more requirement, and now whether that requirement is consolidation from different spaces coming to one, or there's more business that is happening, more growth is happening, I would say it's a combination of both.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Mr. Razack.